Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Attention. Do I have everybody's attention now? Burn it down!
This is the In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Finally, The Rock has come back home.
ScottyVia brings you your new favorite pro wrestling podcast.
There is nothing you could do that is more dangerous than wrestling CM Punk.
He's got the latest in covering all of the major promotions in professional wrestling.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
Breaking news and hot topics, he's covering everything from Monday night till Sunday night's main event.
I'm the hottest thing in professional wrestling. I'm Dr. Britt Baker.
And we never forget to go old school.
I was rowdy before rowdy was cool.
From the golden era
The irresistible force meeting the immovable object.
to the attitude era.
And if you're not down with that, Billy's got 2 words for you.
To the revolution.
It's about the 14 years it took me to go from undesirable to un-goddamn deniable.
And everything in between. This is your pro wrestling podcast. This is In My House.
Give me a hell yeah.
Welcome everyone to the In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast. It is ScottyVia. It is the elegant Monday Night Mike, right?
Gruesome to some, gruesome to some.
UK Tom is way back home right now, so he's just Tom, and he's having a great time.
British Tom.
British Tom, yeah. He misses all of us, and he can't wait to be back in a couple weeks. But until then, it's just myself and Mike. Just myself and Mike.
Just Mike.
Yeah, just Mike.
He's back. He's returned.
Dude, Howard Stern came back to Sirius today. He's been off for 2 months.
Yeah.
And he threw in a quick, elegant Elliot Offen. Right. He threw in one of those real quick, and it popped me huge. I know nobody else will get that, but it popped in my head. But how are you,
If
pal?
you do get it, by all means, on the socials.
Absolutely. Let us know. Because that's a bit of a deep cut with the Howard Stern fans. So
It is. Some of my favorite stuff.
Oof. Heated.
In women's lingerie, right? I'm doing well.
Good.
I'm doing well. I mean, feeling healthier than ever. Getting those steps in.
Looking healthier than ever, pal.
Right? I think I got a certain glow about me.
Absolutely, you do. That stash is just thicker. It is shinier. It is looking damn good.
That's right. But back for another week of professional wrestling.
Yeah, buddy. Bash in Berlin was this past weekend. NXT No Mercy was this past weekend. I shouldn't say I couldn't watch it. I could watch it, but my service provider here in SaskTel, no audio on the WWE network from Saturday night until Monday morning.
Weird.
And then I called them on Sunday just to be like, can you guys fix this? Because this happened earlier last week. So I sent them a tweet and like, hey, we'll look into this. And they got it fixed right away. Then it happened again. I was really thankful it didn't happen during Bash in Berlin.
Oof.
But
you would have just went on the network.
Yeah, exactly. I would have busted out the old laptop and whatever. So I went back there Saturday night, channel 4 or 541. No audio again. So I call them, and now they got a pre-recorded message. They're aware that there's no audio on the WWE network. There's nothing they can do about it right now. It will be fixed when it's able to be fixed.
Of course. So it's like everyone is out for the long weekend. We're not going to do this, you wrestling nerds. Like, forget about it.
Yeah. So technically, I could watch NXT No Mercy, just with no volume. And I've done that in the past. Sometimes I'll turn it down just to watch the match, but wasn't feeling it. We're watching the football game instead. So Monday morning, I was like, I'm going to check. And I saw NXT No Mercy was on the guide. I'm like, I'll go peep it out again. They only had the Spanish commentary up, which I loved. It made it so much better. But yeah, it was a busy weekend for the Fed, for their PLEs, and we're going right back into another weekend of another AEW pay-per-view this Saturday. All Out is in Chicago. Lots of wrestling happened, pal.
Tons of wrestling. But let's get into Bash in Berlin.
Sure. Yeah. 5 matches.
Well, talk about a whoopsie. I definitely thought Gunther was going to open this show. Boy, you guys were way right. So congratulations to you and UK Tom. I don't know what I was thinking.
I almost texted you after we recorded the podcast last week. I'm like, were you just doing that for the show or anything? Because it's a no-brainer that Gunther's going to main event.
Yeah.
But
it's like, what are you, fucking high? Like,
but the show opened
I legitimately thought, it opened with Cody and Kevin Owens.
To a great pro wrestling match.
Everyone's going to expect some nitpickiness. I liked this PLE
as
much
too.
as I've liked every other PLE that has happened since Mania.
Can I add one little nugget here?
Yeah.
I felt like a PLE like this, especially after a major like SummerSlam, is a bit more of a throwback to like the old in your house pay-per-views where it's just you got your matches are happening. There's storylines going into them. There's going to be storylines coming out. They're not going to be these massive events that are 4 hours with multiple matches. Here's 5 matches. Here's 3 hours. Enjoy pro wrestling. But go on.
So, and with this match to open, this is. I'm not going to throw it perfect. This is a great wrestling card filled with really great wrestling, and it started off real great. The Fed has been exploring other avenues of wrestling, right? Like you see them getting away with a little bit more that other promotions would do, even in terms of moveset. This card felt like 80s, 90s Fed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That kind of wrestling match was on show here. And it started perfect with Kevin and Cody.
Dude, that's so on point with how I felt. Because after that show and I sat in my thoughts for a little bit. And then I went online to see what the other people were. Because I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, I fucking loved that show. Every match hit. I watched every match. I had my phone down. I knew you weren't watching live.
No,
I knew
family
UK,
stuff though.
I knew UK Tom wasn't able to watch. So I'm like, my phone's down. I'm home alone. I'm just watching this show like I did when I was a kid. And it hit. Every match hit. Like if there was a stinker, I would have told you, but there wasn't. Every match hit. Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. I wasn't sure where the story was going into this match because you're like, man, is Kevin turning? Is he not turning? If he doesn't turn, what's next for Kevin? I can't see Cody losing. That'd be wild to me if he lost. So is it just going to be kind of like a fluff match where it's just, hey, this is a really good pro wrestling match. And while it was a very good pro wrestling match, the story within where at one point Cody's knee gives out and Kevin has the opportunity to take advantage of that, much like a heel would, right? And he doesn't. And he's got another opportunity to do it outside the ring. And you even hear Wade Barrett yelling at Kevin Owens, where's your killer instinct, Kevin? What are you doing? This is for the WWE Championship. Get on it. And Kevin Owens snaps back, shut up.
Yeah.
One
of the best in the biz for it, right?
Yeah, right. So I love the fact that they did that. They brought out some big moves. The first text I got from Monday Night Mike when he was watching the show is Cody's going to stop with a disaster kick.
Fool, pal. And getting paid on Labor Day to watch professional wrestling is no better gift to me. But it looks awful.
It's not.
And
good.
It looks soft. But that being said, I think everything outside of that was really well done. And you brought up my favorite part of this match. It's hard to do a babyface versus babyface match. It's very tough. But these guys really did pull it off in a way that I was just like, awesome. You can use them both in potential storylines. Obviously, the bloodline is still looming. If Cody's going to go on this route of like giving opportunities to people, I don't think it's going to be as well done as it was here with Kevin Owens. So it'll be interesting to see what happens at Bad Blood's next.
Yeah, Bad Blood's next at the beginning of October, the first weekend of October. I'm curious to see too, like there's still a part of me that thinks I think there might be pulling the trigger on Kevin Owens turning heel.
What better time to do it than to do it there? I don't know.
I think that really it happens on SmackDown this week. I think we get the inevitable bloodline coming out to surround Cody. I think Kevin's going to come out for the save. I think Roman's going to come back and take out the bloodline. And once that's all cleared, Kevin turns when we least expect it.
He's great either way. Great babyface,
Yeah.
great heel. So it'll be exciting to see. But we got to keep moving. We got lots of card to talk about.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
obviously a good reason to keep tuning in to youtube.com, and you go to WWE and you can watch all of Monday Night Raw in like 15 minutes. Next up was the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. It was Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair versus Unholy Union. Probably the weakest match on the card. That being said, I really liked the match. I still had a good time with it.
Me too. I said this. I don't remember what might have been Money in the Bank when they won the tag titles, or maybe right after. But I think this was Bianca and Jade's best match as a tag team.
Mm-hmm.
Jade looked a lot better. I hated when Jade would always get the hot tag and come in with a pump kick that always missed. That seems to be out of the routine right now. Yeah. Jade looked more and more like a pro wrestler in this match than I've seen her in WWE and AEW so far. So loved it. I really enjoyed the work that all four women put in.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in, right? Where they landed on the card. It's weird that I think Bianca Belair might be one of the most talented women on that roster in terms of like in ring and physicality.
Oh, easily. Yep.
So
easily.
Like really work your paces to get us to that Jade match and make sure Jade's ready, because Bianca's really good, like really good.
I'd put her probably in the top 3
for sure
wrestlers.
For me, I wouldn't argue.
Probably I'd go Charlotte.
Yeah.
I want to say Asuka because I know how great of a wrestler she is.
Well, could be depending on what you do and who you're working with. It's all who you're working with, right?
True.
That makes you shine. But I put, Asuka's a killer.
Yeah, but they've nerfed her since the Vince era, and I don't think there's been much change since. And Bianca's right up there. She is unreal. But big win for Bianca and Jade. You picked it. We didn't.
I think that makes up, because I think, did I not get one wrong on here?
You did, yes. You got one wrong.
Yeah, so that's good.
It makes up for your all-in picks, because
were those ever bad?
But really enjoyed that match.
Sure.
Throughout watching it, I'm like, I'm really digging this. This is great. I'm not getting that instant thought when I see it of, oh, I can see them thinking. They just had a very good wrestling match, and I'm happy to see it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm waiting to see who turns on who between Bianca and Jade. So it's nice to see that may not be happening yet. So yeah.
Next up, the strap match between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. I'll say it now, because all know I like to shit on old Pepsi Phil here on the In My House Pro Wrestling podcast. This is the best Pepsi Phil has looked since his strap match with MJF.
Yeah.
I think in ring, this is the best he's looked.
That was a dog collar match, but yes.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, dog collar match.
Dude, I did that too until I got corrected as well. But I agree. This was CM Punk's best match outside of that one match since he's come back to pro wrestling.
Yeah. Agreed. And they really did well in telling the story. Story meant more than moves, which I like to see, because obviously we're pushing to the bad blood. Like, we knew where it was going.
Yeah.
They're getting the Hell in the Cell. There's nowhere they're not. That's going to be the match where it's like, guys are going to get color. I mean, Punk got color.
A little bit.
Yeah, but there'll be color in that Hell in a Cell.
It was such a fantastic match. And a part of me is like, all right, we're going to kind of get the same tropes as every strap match. Someone's going to get thrown to the outside, then get pulled back in, but it's going to be a struggle because the ropes or the straps tangled up. We didn't really get a ton of that. We got a lot of fighting. A lot of fighting in this. And I really, really dug the fact that CM Punk basically had it won with the one GTS near the end, and then went back for another one for that punishment, for that final like death blow kind of thing, right? Then hit the corners. I like the fact that they explained, all right, Drew's lights are going to be red, Punk's lights are going to be green. That's just how it works. And they explained that a couple times to the point where I'm like, oh, I get it. Yep, that makes sense. And it was such a good match. The story obviously helps so much. The hatred between the two helps so much. But it was a full-blown fight. Punk getting color. The guy's going hard, big, heavy moves. And Punk gets the bracelet back, which is the symbolic thing for you're not going to disrespect my wife or my dog. It's silly and goofy or whatever, but it's working. They are making it work. It's one of those things. Chris Jericho was kind of a master at it. I'm going to get the list over. I'm going to get the pen click over. Now WWE's going, we're going to get this bracelet over. And it did. It worked. So best match of the night. Loved it. I actually got really frustrated that I'm like, oh man, I don't think we're going to see CM Punk wrestle on Raw. And just like a really good Raw match anytime soon because of what happened on Raw, which is
the thing that should have happened on Raw.
It should have happened on Raw, but
thank God for breaking that bracelet, because seriously,
I turned to my wife and I said, it's smart booking because now they can protect Phil. He can heal up, rest up, and come back for another good 2 or 3 weeks of pro wrestling storytelling for getting into Bad Blood. But match of the night, loved it. We all picked CM Punk to win. He did win. We're looking real good.
It's the perfect blow off match for this feud. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Next up, the mixed tag team match between Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest, the Terror Twins.
Yeah.
Terrible.
That's what they call themselves.
Yeah, it's bad. WWE, pull it together. That's real bad. Versus Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio. All right, got this one wrong.
We all did.
I think WWE got this one wrong, to be honest with you.
I do too.
Yeah, but highlights from me. JD McDonough's first go to the ringside bump. Guy's best in the biz. I laughed so hard. So goddamn hard. At him taking that bump. I was just like, looked like he got killed.
Yeah.
Also, Carlito looking like a loser. Finn Balor, the ultimate king of the goddamn losers. The Judgment Day, I think they really should have kept that rolling. I mean, at this point, like, have it be a disqualification. Like, come in, have the beatdown. Let's keep this rolling. Like, we're going into a pay-per-view called Bad Blood, for God's sakes. But now we're at the, like, Finn cost Damian.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rhea and Liv and Dom are still going. Like, this... I get why they could get the win here. I think it was just a gimme for the crowd. Like, here you go. Because really, like, I think Damian looks better without the strap. Like, I think this match alone where I was just like, oh, like, he's going to be okay. He's going to be fine.
I disagree, actually.
Oh, okay.
I think I might have put it in the group chat after when Tom was like, guys, what happened with the pay-per-view? No one's saying shit. I think Rhea outshined Damian so much in this match when it comes to star power that I worried for Damian. I really did, because Rhea is so honed into the character she's on TV right now that it outshined everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, the other 3 competitors in that match. And I found Damian specifically to be a bit more of an afterthought, just going through the motions of, all right, she's getting a crowd reaction. I better get in there too to be part of this. And I'm worried about Damian. I don't know what's next. I don't know if he can stay in that upper mid card main event spot right now. I just don't know. I feel like he's not there. I don't think the title run helped him that much. And Rhea's outshining him so much right now. She's the face with Punk, in my opinion, of Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm. Oh, a legitimate superstar. Without a doubt.
Yeah. So I just
think they really blew it with this finish.
They shouldn't have had him win. And
no.
As you were saying that, I'm like, man, this is pretty much a babyface winning card, except for the main event.
Yeah.
But Gunther was pretty much a babyface in that match.
Mm-hmm.
So wild to me that they went that way, because I for sure thought we were going to get a rematch of this match at Bad Blood with some sort of bigger stipulation, like you falls count anywhere or backstage brawl. I don't fucking know, but didn't see it coming. It kind of nerfed things a bit for me. Like, is Priest just going to run through all the males in Judgment Day and Rhea's just going to get her shot at Liv?
Well, I think they're just, build up from now until then. Like, yeah, he'll wrestle JD. Yeah. Maybe Carlito will get some goddamn work.
Get work.
But Finn, it's him and Finn at Bad Blood, like, without a doubt. So, Bad Blood's kind of shaping up to be something they're like return of a classic.
I'm pumped about it.
I like how they're pitching it that way too. So
Yeah, it's great.
But yeah, match wise, I think Dominic Mysterio is also a star.
Oh yeah.
I mean, nuclear heat. It's insane. The Monday Night Raw proved it as well. Like him trying to cut that promo, it was awesome. So I like where this is headed. It's weird that I'm more invested in this Judgment Day thing now, even though I'm a hater of both Carlito and Finn Balor. But we'll see how it goes.
It's been dominating Raw for
and it will.
months and months. So yeah, it's still going on. So it's hard.
You got Judgment Day on one side, you got Bloodline on the other. So
there you go.
Action wise, like you really don't need more.
Great job, Hunter.
And to end the show, the World Heavyweight Championship, Randy Orton versus Gunther. Crowd wanted it. Crowd got it.
This is where the crowd really opened up. I was saying to the guys that this crowd kind of confused me at first. They were a bit of a mixture of like a hot European crowd and then a respectful Japanese crowd, where they cheer and sing when they wanted to, but as soon as they were done, it was quiet.
Yeah,
and they were just watching.
Real work rate. We're spoiled in this new era of wrestling, right? Like move. The psychology here I thought was great. Like we said when we opened talking about it, it really did feel like an 80s, early 90s show.
It really
did. And this kind of match worked that way. I mean, I love Randy getting the F-bombs out.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, on a PLE, I think that's great. And especially if it's Gunther chopping you, because Jesus Christ.
Apparently they had a meeting backstage on Monday about
hey
guys, let's dial it down. We're still PG technically. Mike, here was what was off-putting about that match to me.
Okay. Nitpicking already. Here we go.
I don't know if it's a nitpick, but it's something that does concern me a little bit. Physically think of Randy Orton right now, standing in the ring facing you, and think of Gunther standing in the ring facing you right now as well.
Okay.
Just visually, which guy would you be more scared of?
Oh, Randy Orton.
That was my thing. Randy Orton is jacked to the gills.
Yep.
His stature is just, it's godlike right now. I believe Michael Cole even said, Randy Orton corrected me, he's 285 right now.
Yeah.
And then you look at Gunther. And my thought was that if someone was walking by my TV screen, didn't watch wrestling, didn't know anything other than, Saturday morning superstars, maybe they might think that was a jobber match. There's nothing impressive looking about Gunther right now. He's not Walter anymore.
Okay, not like that kind of behemoth.
But there's
I think
the
work they put in to build him where he is. Like again, you're right. New viewers or people who are jumping on, because it's any point in WWE right now is good jumping on.
Yeah,
like they are very good at catching you up week to week in a way that AEW is not. Like you can come in and be like, oh, okay. I like the mystique of Gunther. I can suspend disbelief in terms of body size and shape. It is pro wrestling. I'll remind everyone who watches it. I'm like, it's a cartoon, guys. Like you got to let that go, right? We see many smaller people beat a bigger guy. Like that David versus Goliath is there. You're right in this case, though. If you were showing someone like a match for the first time, this wouldn't be it to get them into it.
Absolutely not. It wouldn't.
But that being said, I think it was a great way to end the card. Hell of a match. Like, and you know what, for Randy, like it almost feels like he's come back to be like, I'm a locker room leader. Hunter has enough faith in me to just be like, go do the job, Randy. Like, go do the job. And he is, and he's doing it really well. But I do think, the heel turn Randy is coming. I think the heel turn Randy is better chance than KO.
That's a good call,
especially with these open opportunities.
I do like that because I think there's a bigger story with Randy and Cody than Kevin and Cody, even though the story is there where Kevin was very close with Dusty Rhodes when they were in NXT together. And that's what had Cody jealous. And it was a big part of the mind fuck that he was dealing with when he was in the Fed the first time. But you're right. Great match. Really, really solid match to main event. The crowd was really into it, into both guys. getting the upper hand at points, but Gunther coming out, retaining the championship after he just won it at SummerSlam makes sense. And now you can wipe that schmoz finish from the King of the Ring about Randy Orton having his shoulder up. That's squared and done now because Gunther's got the win. So hell of a pay-per-view. I'm loving these 5-match, 3-hour pay-per-views. I'm also loving them at 11 a.m. Saskatchewan time. Holy shit, Mike. I love it so much. But great job here. But yeah, fun show. I'm excited for Bad Blood, which has an earlier start time as well. Not that early, but earlier in the afternoon. Before we talk AEW All Out, though, last week it was officially announced by Netflix. The Mr. McMahon documentary is coming, and it's coming this month. It is September 25th, I believe. 6 episodes, hour-long episodes. Mike, what are we going to get here?
So I mean, the crew's doing it. Like, I mean, Chris Smith of Tiger King, but Bill Simmons, who has done a lot of like executive producer on 30 for 30, the Andre the Giant HBO documentary, which I really liked.
Loved it.
I really want this to be the long hard look, especially with the footage you have. Like at any point in time, like if they're treating this like The Last Dance with like Jordan, then there's a lot of good here. But they're really pitching it like, hey, like this is like the full unfiltered look at him. And I'm like, hey, is it really? Because at some point, like his name is attached. Like what will and won't be involved? It's tough.
Dude, it's so hard to say right now. And people are already going to be mad right now because when you hear 6 episodes, it's only 1 hour. So that's 6 hours. 6 hours.
I wanted them to be like Last Dance length or longer,
Me too.
right? Like I'm just like, these things should be 2 hours each. Like there's so much to go over. But you look it through the career, right? Like your first episode is basically like, here's young Vince.
Here's how he got
probably
the company.
Up until he got the company is episode 1.
Yeah.
And then like the first boom.
Rock and Wrestling.
Yeah.
Mania.
Downfall. Like, I mean, modern era stuff, like they held this back.
Yeah.
Especially after all the allegation stuff, which I don't know if we're going to get.
I think we're going to get the typical, things started to happen. Vince retired. He stepped away and then
put it on
the black screen.
Text on,
yeah. The text is like, since recording filming this show, we're going to get, these allegations came out. Nobody has agreed to speak to us and declined to comment. We're going to get that. I'm very excited to see who is all talking on this because allegedly all the McMahons have been interviewed and are in this. I'm very excited to see what wrestlers, behind the scenes people, are willing to openly say what they like and don't like about Vince McMahon and the way he does his business.
They had the list of guys, right? Like an early list, which is, I mean, I hate to say it, but they're Vince McMahon guys. So Hogan, Dwayne, Steve Austin, Cena, Bret Hart. Like, I mean, Bret Hart is probably the one where like he'll find a way to slander Goldberg probably, but
he said he said the other day he wants Vince to rot in hell the other day. Is what he said on a podcast. But yeah, so we're going.
I think the screw job is a big part of it. Like,
I think it'll be almost a full episode.
Oh, you got 6 episodes.
But like you've reminded me about A&E documentaries, this isn't technically for us. It's for other fans.
You're right. You're right.
Casual or maybe just wanting to watch a good documentary. And I never want to see a documentary about the fucking screw job ever again. There's nothing new that's going to be mind blowing.
That happened in a time where like WWE pivoted and made a whole network filled with great documentaries.
Yeah.
Like Wrestling with Shadows and stuff and like Beyond the Mat were groundbreaking at the time. I don't know. We're obviously going to cover it. I mean, UK Tom will be back.
Yeah.
There'll be a huge viewing. Like that's a insta binge for me.
If all the episodes are coming out immediately,
they are releasing all of them.
Are they? Okay. Well,
all 6 are coming on the 25th.
Thank goodness. So
I mean, what day is that? Because don't call me. Don't talk to me. It's a Wednesday. Oh, perfect.
Which is smart because that's a Dynamite night. So yeah, I'll have it done by the next show, which is October 1st.
I'll have it done Wednesday.
We might have to do a bit of a megasode for October 1st because we've got that going.
Well, I think you almost plan one just for the Mr. McMahon.
Yeah, we could do a bonus episode. That's for sure. Yeah. I'm 100% down for that. UK Tom. I'll just say it. He'll be down for it. He's
British Tom. When you get back, we'll figure it out. We'll give you your name back. It'll be great.
It'll be fantastic. So yeah, let us know what you think, what you're looking forward to for the McMahon documentary, September 25th. Let us know at the socials at In My House Pod. But we got a couple minutes left. Let's kind of fire through whatever match has been announced for AEW All Out.
That's right. I mean, true In My House Pro Wrestling podcast fashion, we're just going to quickly get through all the AEW card that's happening. Because again, you just had your big show, so you really had to rifle this one out as fast as possible.
Right.
So here we go. We know, it's not in bold, but MJF versus Daniel Garcia is definitely going to be at All Out.
Yep.
There's no way you don't have MJF on the card. If that's the case, MJF better win.
I'm going MJF too. I wouldn't be shocked if they gave it to Garcia, but MJF's going to
win. Next up, there's the Chicago Street Fight between Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander. Sorry.
For like the AAA Women's Championship.
Yeah, whatever.
Like
Whatever belt is available.
I'm going to go Willow.
Yeah, I think Willow's. You know what? An AEW at this point, I'm gonna go Statlander.
Going Statlander, okay?
Yeah, I mean I tanked them last time. Next up, the steel cage match: Swerve versus Hangman. Swerve. You just took your big loss.
Yeah. Does Hangman have one over Swerve though, or are they like 1-1 right now?
I'm not sure where they're at. This is how I gotta start following AEW again. Sorry, guys.
I'm gonna go Swerve as well, because I am worried about his follow up, and a win would be.
Let's keep him. He's a star. Mm-hmm. The AEW International Championship, Will Ospreay versus Pac. Very excited for this match. Fuck. I kind of want the Bastard to take it.
I would love to see the Bastard shock the world and take it. If MJF hadn't taken it from Ospreay already, and then Ospreay just won it back, I'd be like, Pac's winning for sure. But I'm going Ospreay on this one. The only way I could see them giving it to Pac is if they're already bumping Ospreay up into the world title picture, and I just don't think that's happening quite yet.
Then we have the TBS Championship, Mercedes Moné versus Hikaru Shida.
Oh, well, we're going
Moné retains.
Yeah.
And then finally, the match no one asked for, especially me, Bryan Danielson versus Jack Perry.
Well, it's Danielson.
It's Danielson. Danielson's losing to Kenny.
I've been seeing a lot of people saying he's going to lose it to Darby.
No, let's not do that.
Darby,
I love you. Don't get it twisted. I don't want you to be from Danielson.
I could see that. I could see them doing that as basically getting him the championship as a thank you for fucking just killing yourself every single match when you don't have to. I could see that. I don't think Kenny's coming back this year. I think it'll be next year before he's back.
Perfect. I don't know if you've seen the work rate of AEW, but like Danielson doesn't have to wrestle all the time either.
I just don't have any inclination right now that Kenny's going to be back anytime soon.
I think if you do this properly, you wait for the real match between no draw.
Yeah.
Kenny and Danielson. Danielson then goes like, this is the torch. Like you're Kenny fucking Omega. Then he can go like, okay. Curtains.
I could see them doing that to Ospreay though. Ospreay's so hot. He's the guy. He's the next guy in AEW right now, that the guy that they need to continue to build to be the fucking man, the baby face. So maybe it'll be Ospreay, and then Kenny and Ospreay go sometime next.
Kenny has put on 5 stars with like both guys we've messaged.
I know, trust me.
So
if Kenny was healthy, I'd be right there with you, brother. I'd be like fucking give it to Kenny all day long.
And then you're just literally going into Okada versus Kenny.
That's what we want.
Tony Khan just furiously beating it. It sounded like Booker T.
Guys, hit us up on our socials at In My House Pod. Let us know your picks for AEW All Out coming this weekend from Chicago. It's a Saturday pay-per-view, so there's a small chance that I might consider thinking about purchasing it. But let us know what you think. And as always, follow us on the socials and all of our podcasts and YouTube platforms. We are out of here. Myself and Monday Night Mike will be back next week right here on the In My House Pro Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to my house.
house.
Yowie wowie!